Hey, what is up, you guys, and welcome back to the 423. Yes Julz was on the Easily Offended podcast on Monday, and ever since this footage came out a few hours ago, Twitter has been on fire. She was on this podcast naming names and decided to call out Joe Budden, Can Santana, Karen Civil, and Scottie Beam, all for separate incidents. First, she told a story about Joe Budden that she's told in the past, where Joe was trying to return sweatpants that he already wore at Kith, calling Julz for help since she has a relationship with Ronnie Feig. And after that, she felt very embarrassed, so her and Joe weren't really friends anymore. Then, once the situation came about where Julz tweeted out a shirt with the N-word on it, Joe clowned her online and started a narrative on his podcast that she had gotten her ass done to look like a black woman, and Yes Julz still denies getting any work done. When she was under fire for the N-word tweet, she says that she hit up Joe Budden for some advice, and his girl, Can Santana, wasn't feeling that, so she also started to go off on Julz on Twitter. After that, Yes Julz talks about how a lot of people in the space she's in don't want her to succeed, and when she's asked to name names, she calls out both Karen Civil and Scottie Beam. Not only that, she snitches on Scottie, saying she was reportedly going to jump her at Rolling Loud after the N-word incident, but it didn't end up happening because Travis Scott pulled her on stage and shouted her out. Now, like I said, once all of these clips came online, all hell broke loose, and the people she mentioned in the podcast started to angrily reply on Twitter. I'm going to include the clips where she talks about Joe, Sin, Scottie, and Karen right now, and there will be a timestamp in the description so you could skip if you'd like.
White people?
No, never. No.
How did you grow up around black people? You grew up, how did you?
It was just a bunch of kids in there. Like, there was black people, Spanish people.
I'm saying, but
there was
school,
no white kids.
Like school, like.
I moved to Boston when I was 8. From 8 to 12, I was raised with white people.
8 to 12, okay.
When I left Boston and went back to Florida, I was back with Hispanics and black people.
It's like one of those things where it's okay to, like how when Moog's saying Puerto Rican, this and that, it's okay for certain people at certain times to say it till it ain't, though.
Yeah.
But it's like one of those. That's why, like.
Here's the thing.
Listen.
I don't care. I don't want to say it, and I'm not
Right.
even like trying. That's not my thing. So here's the thing. When that T-shirt tweet came out, right? Because I have been on his podcast, I reached out to Joe. I text messaged him and I said, "Yo." So I reached out and I said, "Listen, I feel like I fucked up, and I want your opinion on how I should approach this because I personally didn't type it or say it, so I really don't feel like I was offending anybody, but I get why people are offended. How should I approach this?" And then he didn't write back. And then Cynthia went on Twitter and was like, "Fuck this bitch, Yes Julz, boom, 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 boom." His girl. So I guess his girl saw that I had reached out to him. But his girl didn't have a problem with him reaching out to me 3 times about the sweatpants, but she had a problem with me reaching out to him, asking him for his help, right? So then that's when she went on Twitter and dragged me, and then that's when he decided to go make a whole the Yes Julz debacle podcast for 45 minutes, where he said and claimed that I got surgery because I want to look like a black woman. And that's what he said in his podcast. So from there, that really snowballed the whole narrative of Yes Julz wants to be XYZ or is XYZ. So first of all, I've never had surgery in my life. My body is my body. I've had my body this way. I don't believe in altering myself. God made me perfect. I'm perfect. That's it. Second of all, I don't have no problem with people who get surgery. There's Spanish women who get surgery. There's black women who get surgery. All kinds of women who get surgery. I think it's dangerous.
White women who get surgery?
And white women who get surgery, yeah. It's dangerous.
They started, it's just the most. They the most.
Yeah, 100%. So I get the whole, like, I do get the thing of there are a lot of white women in this country and all over the world who are trying to adopt the features.
Oh, shit.
Okay. All right, so,
it is. It's fact.
So,
where you from? Miami?
I'm Puerto Rican and Italian.
All right, well, there you have it. There you have it. Didn't buy it. She didn't buy that shit. You didn't buy it, right?
Hey, Mystic.
Hell no, you didn't buy it, right? You didn't buy it?
No, I didn't. Shout out to Joe Budden for lying on his podcast saying that I bought my ass because I didn't and he knows that.
Talk to that nigga. Talk to him.
Sorry we never got to go to dinner, Joe. I was a little busy when you were hitting me up, but so
shit! Wait a minute! Wait a minute! Wait a minute! You said...
No, for real. Because
I'm dead. this is for real.
So here's the thing. I'm pissed off because here's what happened.
Wait, when you said dinner.
Joe had me on his podcast. He asked me to come on his podcast. I came on the podcast. He was super cool. I fuck with Joe. He was super cool. His team was cool. His team was funny. After that, we ended up, I might need some too.
After that,
all of us, like me and my homies that came to the podcast, to his house for a podcast or whatever, we all went to the city, got lunch, chilled, hung out. And then after that, he would hit me up randomly just like to hang out or whatever, and I was just like never able to hang out. Then one night, I'm in a movie, and he calls me 3 times in a row, Joe Budden, randomly, right? I was with a dude I'm in a movie with a dude I'm seeing, and Joe Budden pops up on my phone.
How long ago was this?
3 times. This was like a couple years ago.
Okay.
So I pick up just in the middle of the movie just so my dude knows, like, it's nothing weird. So I'm like, yo, Joe, what's up? He's like, man, I'm at Kith right now, and they playing me. You need to tell your homie, like, they can't be treating me like this here. I'm like, yo, calm down. What happened? He's like, nah, I'm about to give it to this cashier, man. You better call Ronnie and tell him right now that he's got somebody over here that's about to get beat. And I was like, what happened? He's like, they won't let me return these sweatpants. And I was like, all right, let me talk to Ronnie. Give me a second. So I'm dead ass. Listen, and it's nighttime. I'm in a movie. He called me 3 times about some $400 sweatpants. So I call Ronnie. I was like, listen, Ronnie, I hate to bug you about this right now. And Ronnie is chill Jewish man. He hates drama. He's in bed by 9 o'clock. He's got his wife. He don't care about any of this clout shit. So I'm like, yo, can you do me a favor, man, and just call the store in Soho and tell them to let Joe Budden return those sweatpants.
It was open at that time, the store?
In Soho.
Oh, okay.
So I was like, yeah, let him return the sweatpants. So Ronnie's like, man, are you serious? I'm like, yeah, please, just do it for me. So he's like, let me call you back. Boom, boom, boom. Movie's over. Ronnie calls me back. Julz, my store clerk just sent me a screenshot of a picture of Joe wearing the sweatpants outside his stoop or at his house. And I'm like, what? And I'm like, yo, send it to me. He sends me the picture, Joe's wearing the sweatpants. So now he makes me look crazy because he wore the sweatpants and he was, I wore them in a picture. I didn't like them. I'm trying to return them. I said, yo, I can't. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Or
you just
you
made me look
wore them
crazy.
and then just return them because you got them off the picture.
So basically, ever since then, we didn't really like converse after that, right? And I kind of thought he was a clown. So after that, we didn't converse. So then...
Oh, shit. I fuck with this nigga. I ain't gonna lie, I fuck with you. I know why I fuck... No, because me and Joe is cool. Hold on, wait. I really thought... I didn't know it was said niggas lie. All right,
so that's the shirt, right? So I tweeted the shirt and I said, I'm about to wear this, or should I wear this tomorrow? And that was like me hoping that he would see it and know that I'm mad at him, right? Because I'm not answering his text. I can't tell him. I looked at his phone, all this stuff, right? Maybe 10 seconds after I tweeted that, my whole world fell down. Like literally the pit of my heart was in the pit of my stomach and I just knew like, oh shit, I fucked up. Like this is really bad.
Why though?
Yeah, because
people...
I'm lost.
She tweeted it. Julz got,
what
was the actual tweet?
100,000 followers and I tweeted, it was literally a picture of the shirt and it said, should I wear this to the festival tomorrow?
It's the N-word,
and people
bro.
were like, no, bitch, you're white. Boom, boom, boom. All this kind of stuff.
It was lit. Soon as she put that tweet out with
it was
niggas lie a lot on
the
the
most trending
shirt.
thing on the internet for 24 hours.
Yeah.
I had people like Earl Sweatshirt telling people to jump me when they see me.
What day was this?
This was 3 years
couple
ago.
Years ago, yeah.
Like 2016.
Really? Right.
So that was the first thing. So then when that happened, then people started creating this narrative of me being racist.
And a culture vulture.
Right? Mm-hmm. Because first of all, people already had that narrative, but they just had nothing to support it with.
What would make them have that narrative?
Well, because they're like, why is Yes Julz hosting Rolling Loud? They're like, it's a hip hop festival. Why isn't it somebody else hosting it? Guess what? Because it's from Miami. I'm a Miami girl, and I've been doing hip hop shows in Miami for 5 years. That's why. You know what I mean? And those are my friends, and I help them get artists to perform. I help them get sponsors, and I
put in the work. I put
in the work. That's why I'm hosting. So people feel that I should not be in certain positions that I'm in this community or culture.
You can say their names and shit on here. That's what I'm saying.
Scottie Beam, Karen Civil. A lot of people feel that I shouldn't be doing what I'm doing. Mm-hmm. It should be them instead. But we all do very different things. Me and Karen do not do the same thing. I don't give a fuck about doing dinners at Louis Vuitton. I don't give a fuck about doing a radio show every single day. My interests are different from Scottie's. My interests are different from theirs, But I enjoy giving people experiences. I enjoy hosting stuff. So anyways.
So just to ask a clarifying question there, like, do you think that you did anything before that to give them a reason?
So here I'm going to give, so when I was 19, I agree.
People not
gonna
feel nothing, man.
So it's not just females, it's all across.
Don't feel shit.
Yeah, it's all across, you know. It's definitely more females, but
You Spanish, man. I think you Spanish.
And the reason I asked that too, because even when you said the White Thoughts tweet back then, and it wasn't your words, you were just using the hashtag. I just wondered if that was like a recurring theme that you had to go through as being someone that's in this culture as a white person where people hate.
I'm not gonna act like I never walked into a restaurant with a guy I'm dating and got some looks from people. You know what I'm saying?
Did Travis and any of them come to help? I'm sorry, keep.
Travis actually after the T-shirt thing happened, he brought me out on stage at Rolling Loud. I was like, yo, shout out to Yes Julz, and that was a big moment because that weekend I was supposed to get jumped. Shout out to Scottie Beam. So that weekend, I was supposed to...
snitching.
Huh? No, because literally people were online, adding me. It's not snitching, it's out there.
All right,
they're like, yo, when I see you, I'm going to jump you. So I went to the festival, and people were like, even my own friends didn't want to walk with me.
What's a jump?
Just whatever.
When you jump, no, because that sentence don't make sense. When I see you, I'm going to jump you. When we see you, we gonna jump you. That's the same. I don't know. So it's jump some new shit where they just. That means I'm gonna fuck you up.
It's just saying.
It's just bitch, watch out.
Yeah.
You know. So that weekend, it wasn't cool to be my friend, and there were people. X stood next to me, never left my side. He
XXX.
Even rest in peace.
God bless.
Gave me his security just in case because he saw how people were looking at me and shit. You know what I mean?
I'm on you too.
So but other than that,
fucking me.
No, a lot of people didn't. Even, you know what's crazy? I found out I found out people that I didn't even know fucked with me, and I found out people who I thought were my best friends were trash. So literally people whose wedding I had flown across the world to be a part of their wedding.
You gotta keep
was
in
just
mind
yo, Julz, I gotta just chill out with being your friend for a second.
Yeah, but you gotta keep in mind too, it's industry shit too.
Yeah.
So it's
that's what this is
what I'm trying to say, I have mad friends. Mook is my friend, you know what I'm saying? But industry too, on some industry shit, but that's my friend.
But it's my man, yeah.
Right, so and then there's other people that, you might even see me in a picture with, even making money with or doing something with, but at the
So Scottie Beam didn't waste any time, and once she saw the clip of her being called out, she tweeted, "I have to keep this simple because I have work to do. Everyone knows you slept your way to this industry. Secondly, Yes Julz, where are you? I'm in Newark. I'm also in Jersey City on Fridays. I'm in the city all the time. Send me your pin now, you and your black friends." She goes on to say, "We would love to talk. Here's the thing. I'm here to do things for my community and culture. I'm trying to be a good person. Let me be that. Please don't poke the bear. Y'all let this internet hype you to think that hands aren't always available. I can touch you." She continues, "I've worked very hard to create this small platform that I'm on now. I did not sleep my way up here. I did not have to dim someone else's light to get here. I've positively changed for the better just to be a better example for myself and young black women before me. I still have a lot to learn, but please know I am not covered only by Jesus, but by a community that will hold me down. I appreciate y'all. Lastly, no matter how many black penises you hop on, you will never be as black as me. Yes, Julz, and I know that hurts." And in response, Julz says that she's in LA this week and she's happy to have a conversation anytime. She goes on to respond to Scottie's other claims, saying, "To see women play into a slept your way to the top narrative as a woman in this industry is so disturbing." And now for Karen Civil's response, she also had a lot to say on Twitter after being called out. She started out tagging Yes Julz and tweeting, "I'm not sure if you bumped your head before your interview, but I never spoke on you doing Rolling Loud. I could care less what opportunities are given to you because your blessings are not my blessings. I've been nothing but cordial to you, especially in Haiti and at that Adidas party. But since you want to use that platform to mention my name with no real facts, have that energy when you see me in person. And just so we're on the same page, Karen Civil don't give a fuck about you." She goes on to say, "We both came up through PR/Mav and LeBron, and to think I've sent positive words your way when the internet was trying to cancel you, because I know how it feels to be a woman in this business. Have this conversation in my face and not on camera next time. I mind my business and people still love trying to use me for clicks. Ain't nothing chasing your fame/opportunities. Only thing I chase is the bank. I suggest you stop playing with me." And here's where Yes Julz started to reply, saying, "My head was feeling just fine. We can talk about that trip to Haiti and how we assisted you in getting your center internet for those kids and you stayed on air-conditioned bus while everyone else got out and helped unload supplies for the orphanage while you took selfies. Karen responded to this saying, "You didn't do shit for the computer lab, and that's right, I walked back to the bus because I was tired and well known I was dealing with my anemia. Also, the same bus where your friend stole my iPhone." Julz goes on to say, "We can also address the reasons why I mentioned your name because although you act like you've been cordial, that is simply not the case at all. I never gave a F, so I never spoke on it until it was time. I have time now, happy to continue the convo." And then Karen once again reiterates that they can have a conversation in person. Then, in a general tweet about the whole situation, Yes Julz tries to defend herself, saying, "People have been saying my name on podcasts, in interviews, and articles for a long time, speaking on things they simply do not have full context or knowledge of, painting this picture of me, and I have stayed quiet. I'm not staying quiet anymore. I have every right to address everyone." And as for Joe and Sin and their responses, Joe is, of course, waiting for his own podcast to address everything, and Sin simply tweeted LOL. But beyond the people she directly talked about, everyone is going in on Julz right now. And I mean, this girl faces backlash a lot, but this time it's getting a lot more serious, and thankfully, there are a lot of people defending Scottie and Karen and telling Julz to stay in her lane, which is something she's just never known how to do. I'm sure there'll be more developments on this in the next few days, especially when Joe's podcast drops and when Scottie's podcast drops, so it's going to be interesting to watch these next few days. It's really not surprising that Yes Julz continues to be problematic AF, but the least she could do is pay her respects to the black women around her instead of dragging them down, and clearly she's not interested in that. But of course, I want to know what you guys think about this. Do you think that this will finally be the last straw for Yes Julz getting looks in this industry, or will she continue to thrive like she always does? Leave your thoughts down below in the comments, subscribe to the 423 for more videos, and if you like this one, just give it a quick thumbs up. That is it for today. I will see you guys next time. Bye.